Welcome. Appreciate you coming back again. This is Dave Brown. They call me the old hillbilly. If you've seen some of the other videos, you know that I've taken my whole family out on a 20-acre piece, and we've learned how to survive and live off the property, off the ground. But my website is, which I just put up recently, is called Brown, BROWNE 1 Survival, brown1survival.org. Anyway, I've come today to make a prediction. Prediction is this summer, I predict we're going to have food riots, gas riots, in many of the major cities and stuff like that we have across the country. Due to the gas prices going up and up and up, I really think that we're heading for $4.50 a gallon, and if it hits there, I think we're going to have riots. Utility prices, food, everything is going sky high. Wages are the only thing that are staying constant, which is causing the problem. We don't have enough money to survive. We don't have enough money to get to work, to even get a job. So when gas prices, I think, reach about $4.50, when it's costing over $100 or close to $100 for a tank fill, and we have to fill our tanks every 3 or 4 days, you're going to see a lot of unhappy campers. And so they're trying to alleviate this problem in Congress. The economy of the United States is crashing, and it's crashing quick. It's not a matter of if it's going to crash. It's crashed. It's when it's really going to hit. Congress we almost ran out of money in the country. Why? Because, they didn't pass their bills and stuff like that, and they're quibbling over $38.5 million. And so they finally got together and passed the budget so that we can pay our troops and pay everybody else, and over a $38.5 million reduction. It's kind of strange that in the 7 days that it took them to negotiate this wonderful budget cut, the budget went up $54 billion. What a great deal. I'm just so tickled that here we are with Congress looking out for us all that well. One of the other things I'd like to kind of quickly go over is that I also prophesied that if a man came to you during this future time with a wheelbarrow full of gold, just full of it, hundreds of pounds of gold. And he had this wheelbarrow full of gold, and he had a dead chicken in his hand. Which one would you take? Well, I prophesied in the near future you'd rather have the chicken than the gold. Gold will mean nothing. You won't be able to buy a loaf of bread with it. Buying gold, in my estimation, is by far the stupidest, dumbest thing in the whole wide world to waste your money on. When you could be buying a greenhouse, when you could be buying a 55-gallon drum to put your water in. We need something. We need to feed ourselves. We need to become self-sufficient. So, and I know they're all out there selling dehydrated food. Another stupid end thing to buy in my estimation. Buying dehydrated food, buying a 72-hour kit, absolutely, totally worthless. If the electricity goes out, you're not going to have water. You understand that? If the electricity goes out, you have no water. What are you going to do with all this dehydrated food in these number 10 cans? It's not good for anything. And if you try to eat it, you're going to dehydrate yourself. Same thing with a 72-hour kit. It's false. It gives you a false security, and it's wrong. Don't do it. If you're going to plan on something, then plan on doing it right. Plan on having a backpack in the back of your car to know what to take, how to get out of the city, how to gather your family. My book is the only one on the market that'll tell you how to do that and how to set it up. If you go without water for 3 days, you know you're going to die. You're not going to have water for cooking. You're not going to have water for drinking. You're not going to have water for sanitation. Without water, you die in 3 days. Don't do it. Okay? Put your money where things count, not gold, not 72-hour kits. And heaven's sakes, and not dehydrated food. I was in the Watts riots during '65. I was also in the Dominican Republic riots in '66 with the 82nd Airborne. I was in Special Ops in Vietnam. Right now, I'm 100% disabled due to the injuries I received in Vietnam. I have seen the riots. I've seen war. I have seen the destruction of how people act. You don't want to be there. I'm trying to convince you to get out of the cities. The economy is crashing. Everything around us is crashing. When you get into a riot, you have social civil meltdown. In Watts riots, 34 people were killed. Over 1,000 people were injured in just a few days. All of the millions of dollars worth of property damage, looting. There is no civil government. Understand that. If you have a civil government and you have punishment for the way that you act, people act better. If you take that away and there is no civil government, there is no way to be punished for what they do, they will do anything. Believe me, I saw it. You don't want to be there. High crimes against women and property and everything else. If you have a stash of food in your basement, you're living in a city and you're thinking all is well in Zion, Zion prosperous, and you have all this food in your basement, it can be taken. It can be destroyed. It can have a fire in the house. It can be totally destroyed and gone, and you have nothing. You spent all this money where you should have been becoming self-sufficient in a storage idea, thinking, all is well, I've got my 2-week storage. It's not going to work for you. This summer, you need to start planning for self-sufficiency. Planting your potatoes. You need to plant and harvest at least 1,000 pounds of potatoes. You need to harvest dent corn, not sweet corn, dent corn, grinding corn. You need to plant and grow beans, or at least purchase enough beans that you can put them on a backpack and you can plant them wherever you go. I have told you how to do that in my survival book. I've explained to you. If you've got to leave, how to make sprouts. You get 3-quart jars, and the first day you put enough sprouts in there to grow. The next day you plant another quart jar, and the third day you plant another quart jar. The fourth day you start eating your food, your wheatgrass and things like that. Okay? So you've got to do that. I show you how to do that in my book. You can't stay in the cities. You're going to have to get out on rabbit trails. And I'm the only person in this whole thing that has written a book that explains to you how to survive riots. Please, go to my website. Check out my book. I'm here for you. If you want to email me, I'll talk personally. Go to brown1bible.com. If you want to tell my email, it's just at this address.